Hello, my paper crafting friends. How are you today, this afternoon? On Tuesday, it's Krista Hirschberger with Krista's Crafty, and I just wanted to come on today and create a card with you and show you some fun things. So I hope you are doing well. I'm going to just pause a little bit here. I want to check the page and make sure you can see me. And that'll give you a little bit of time to hop on as well. But I am thrilled with everything that's happening. There's so much going on. It's so exciting. Hey, Gina, welcome. But I'm going to create a card with you today, but just wanted to remind you, in amongst all this other excitement about this amazing cardstock carnival special that's going on right now. And if you're not familiar with it, you'll want to know that you have the opportunity to save 20% off of the single colored cardstock, 25% off the white daisy cardstock, 30% off of these combo packs, and I'll show you that right here, and 40% off the mega bundle deal. And that is happening during the month of April while supplies last. And I came on here, was it last week or the week before? And I showed you a card that I created with the green-blue cardstock. Hey, Linda, welcome. And I was having fun with that. Let me show you. This was the card that I did the other another live where I used all the green blue cardstock. Well, today I kept looking at this purple cardstock bundle. And again, this is 30% off. These combination bundles are like a custom pack. So they're normally $18.95, but they are $12.95, 30% off. And if there's 4 colors in the pack, that means you get 6 sheets of each because it's a 24 pack. And any on this page, if there's a 3 color pack, then you're getting 8 sheets each. So what the mega includes is 264 sheets of cardstock. You're getting all 11 packs of this amazing cardstock, 11 combo packs of the cardstock. Of course, you can get them separately, and that white daisy too. It's a perfect time to stock up on that. So this was my goal today. We're going to create with the purple cardstock, and I thought I'd show you here. Oh, maybe you can even see it. These purple shades, and remember, I love our cardstock for this too. Let me pull one out. Is the two-toned colors. We have the true color on the front and then just a lighter tone of the back. And our cardstock is all white cord too. And we showed that in this card where the white, when you tear, you have that option if you want. So what did I create today? And let me show you the card. This is the card I created today. This is using all these 4 purple shades: Thistle, Wisteria, Eggplant, and Lilac. And I kind of copied this design off of Close to My Heart. They did one with pattern paper for an anniversary card for one of the consultants that had just celebrated 23 years. And so we're going to make this today. But before I do that, I also told you that I had a layout design, and this is not my own personal layout, but this was from a consultant that I was in a swap with, a sister consultant, and she created these pages, and I may have to back out here. How cool is this? She did a 2-page layout using just our cardstock. Now, she did this a few years ago, and so some of these colors are no longer current. Like I know this was nutmeg, and we don't have that one anymore. But look at that. She used the front and the back, and the front and the back, and the front and the back, and created this 2-page spread just with our beautiful cardstock. And I just love what she did. All of these accents, they were part of a compliments pack that we sold at the time. But I just thought it was so neat, the strips of paper, and how easy that came together to create a beautiful layout just with cardstock. All right, so that is the cardstock or the layouts that I want to show you, but let's zoom back on in here and create this card together. If you see, and I might be able to see your comments, I'm not sure. Last time I could not, and I'm not sure what the deal was with that. But if I don't see them now, I'll make sure to comment and to them after the video's through. So let's take a look at this. So I used the 4 sheets of purple, and I did pull in from our mix-in papers. Here, let me show you the paper. Is this floral paper. They're striped on the back. I thought it might be too much if I did stripes. So I did the floral just to back it up. Okay. And so I have all of those pieces cut. Now, do you see the splatter marks? Can you see that they shine? Our shimmer brushes are the best. Hey, Nyla, welcome. And love the effect that gave when we splattered with our shimmer brush. And I'll show you how to do that. So I have 3 pieces of paper for the front of the card base. And if you know me at all, you know that we're just not going to be able to keep the paper like this, because that's hiding all of this paper, and that would be such a waste. We like to get the most for our money, right? And so at least I do. So I'm going to take my paper trimmer here, and I think most of you know this trick. I'm not going to see more than a half inch. A half inch is giving me plenty of room. And so I'm just going to line this up on the right side with my half inch, and I'm going to make sure my blade starts down a half inch in. And I'm going to put a frame around my, oh, and I think I have glue on here from last time. Sorry, I just heard my notification. I forgot to put the do not disturb on. So fun. But look at this. So do you ever do this? Cut out the middle when you know that you're not going to be seeing it all, because I'm going to be gluing all this on one of our fabulous card bases. I love we have a value pack of 50 cards and 50 envelopes, and love that. So now look, I can use that later, and I'm actually going to do the same for my, what is this called? Cardstock as well. And ladies, I was thinking afterwards, should I did the lighter on this card. I did the lighter tone of my eggplant. I wonder if I should do the darker one this time as that brief edging on the outside. So that's something I want to think about too. But so we're just going to save ourselves and have some nice large scraps that I know I'll use for other cards. Now, if you're not a card maker, well, I encourage you to try it. But I enjoy card making. And so these smaller pieces are things I'm going to be using as well. All right. So what we're going to do first, and let me put the card right in here. You see my mask right here. But what we're going to do first is we want to make sure, we want to cut out a heart of this plain piece. And I already did that. If I can find it, here we go. I just used our basic hearts, and I wanted to show you this. This I store this in a 6x8 folder. I guess I should have brought album. I should have brought that here. And then sometimes I put pieces in the back of this. This is just a 4x6 pocket. Close to my heart had all of our thin cuts come with a magnet sheet. And so I did not trim this one down. It fits perfectly. But do you see I drew lines on my magnets? I used a silver Sharpie marker and just traced. It's not so important when there's just a small amount of thin cuts, but when there are some larger stamp sets that have a lot of thin cuts, it's very helpful to trace which shapes are in there so you know if you're missing any thin cuts. Does that make sense? And so that's what I did. Here is my cutting board. I used some washi tape to hold down my shape where I wanted it cut, and then the washi will just peel right up. And then I have a perfect heart cut out inside. And then I did, or will, I'll just tuck this aside, use this. I used it because I thought to splatter it after the fact. But because I now thought ahead, I am actually going to splatter now. So let's take a look at how to splatter. This can be a little messy. I have some paper here. But actually I don't need that because this is my craft mat and this can get all messy. So what I did ahead of time, because I did this on my card that I did earlier, this is our shimmer brush. Again, just a reminder, you want to pop the lid off. You do not want to turn the lid off because in that case, it will unturn this barrel and you could leak shimmer, this beautiful glitter shimmer off of here. So what you can do, I have an acrylic block that I just put shimmer on. I squeezed a little bit out. Here it says push. Can you see that? Push right there. Just gets a little bit out. And then I take it and tap it. Okay. You see that? Let me show you. I should have done it up close. Okay. Another way that you can do this where it doesn't quite get you quite as messy is, and I haven't done this. Am I in the camera? Here we go. Is to take this and flick it off. And you have a little bit more control of how you're doing that. But I want some, I'm going to see if I can get some bigger dots. This is the fun part, right? And this craft mat is perfect. Then I'm just going to pop this cap back on. And this is the charcoal shimmer brush. I always have wipes close by, and I use this one already. So let me pick this up, and can you see that shimmer? And I'm just going to wipe up my mess here. And I did get it off the craft mat because of how my camera was facing here. So we're just going to do that. But do you see that? Ooh, 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 look at the shine. And that just helps it not to have a complete stark white background. Okay? All right. So I love our card bases. They're already pre-scored and ready to go. And you know, right, that how do I explain this? This is the mountain with the peak. So you fold the mountain together and that with pre-scored cards. And they are, that's the way that they fold the easiest too. And that's the way you fold them. And so I like my craft mat. I'm going to move this over and just glue all this down. Over here, I love my craft mat because my glue does not stick to it. And so I like to glue on there as much as I can. Okay, so we're going to do that. And now we need to work on, and I'm gonna do the dark side of this up as well. And you can see just putting this together. And then that top part, I don't know if you notice with the heart, I am going to end up popping that. I think it just gives it a little bit added dimension to do that. And we are all set. Okay, so now this is ready. Let's work on this. And what I did, I'm going to turn this over. I have, now let's see here. Can you see my pieces? And we'll see if they all stayed here. I pushed them out of the way. So what I did, I seriously just took strips of paper and just kind of started to figure out where I want it to lay them. So this went on the top part. And remember, our cardstock too has two sides, okay? So do I want the dark or do I want the light? And in this case, I think I want the light. So what I did, so we're going to turn this over. And again, I'm going to use my mat over here because I am just going to put adhesive a little bit, and we'll tack this down better then, because with the pop dots and everything too. But this will help me. A liquid glue might work as well, but I cannot tell you how messy I am with liquid glue. And so, and you know what I want to do first? I don't need it that long. So let me just trim this down. And this is a great way to use scraps, is it not? It's just a wonderful way to pull out your scraps. Now, it was nice to have the color palette just because, and that's going to do, I'm going to do dark. I'm going to be different, and we can trim these off later. Next, I have a piece of glitter. So let's put that on. Let's just see here. Make sure that we cut it long enough. And this is all I did. Maybe there's a better way. What do you think? Is there a better way? comment if you all know of maybe a better way to do this. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. Okay, so let's make sure the dark's down, and we're going to cut it long and see how this lines up. It's not going to line up the same. I know that already. I can see, but that's okay. And with having straight cuts, you're going to be able to just continue to go on from here. You know what I mean? So it is a great way to use scraps. I'm just going to cut this off. I wasn't even watching. I guess I'm still in camera, right? But how easy it is to just quickly build a card using our fabulous cardstock. Maybe, you know what I should have done? Anybody have any ideas? I should have sanded some of it or done something like that too. Neat. All right, let's add some of this purple next. And I'm not sure if we're going to have room. What do you think? Any ideas? Do I see any hearts or any likes or any comments? Like I said, maybe my computer's not working either, because last time for some reason I could not see them while you guys were commenting. I felt so bad afterwards. The joys of doing Facebook Live, right? So isn't that coming together so nice? Now, do we want to end? I don't think I want to end with this. Or should we end with the dark purple, maybe? Let me look. Could we do a little bit of both, maybe? I'm going to put, I'm going to trim this down. Okay, let me trim this down to here. And you know what I'm going to do? Just on the very edge, let me see. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to put glue on the back of this glitter paper. Remember, the glitter is the last piece here. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of that glitter paper. And now, isn't that great? There is no sticky there. Because, and I'm going to use the lighter side of this and put the cardstock right on top. Let me pull this off. Let me quick look. You saw me. Am I on camera? Here we go. And you can do whatever, right? There's no right or wrong. That's the joy of it. Now, you don't even see that glitter, but do you see that fun little strip right there? Because I really want to get my dark one in here yet, too. And so that's what I'm going to do. And nobody's going to see the back of your card. Yay! And you can see that's what it looks like. But that's the front of it. Isn't that cool? Yay! So it does look pretty similar, but yet not really either. All right, so let's just trim this up to make sure these won't be showing through. That won't be showing. These are the ones I want to do over here. So I'm just going to trim these up. But what a great way to use up some scraps. All right, that's the back and that's the front. All right, so let me think. So here is our card base. Yep, we saved our paper by cutting out, right? And we can probably actually glue this down. And what I'm going to do, and then we can do all of the fun stuff. What I'm going to do is use the pop. I love our foam tape. Our foam tape is great, but I will tell you, if you are a shaker card maker, we have these great shaker. Can you see on the outside here, like there would be a ring, and that's what you use to make a shaker card? But close to my heart, I love it. They don't just give you the shaker ring, they give you the inside leftover pieces too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take these pieces, because I made a shaker card recently and had this extra pieces on the inside. And I love to pop things, so I am always using my foam tape. And I am just going to pop some of this, okay, by using these squares. All right. And I know I have seen people cut pieces of craft foam. I think they buy it when they're so, hey, Joni, welcome. Pieces of craft foam that you can cut out a smaller rectangle than this and glue it to the back. That's another thing you could use if you don't have foam tape. But it is, I enjoy the dimension and the different heights of things. And so I pop everything that I do. And this is just a little bit too, I want to see more color. And this is sticky. Yes, I was doing this all off camera. Oh, that's not in right. There we go. I was changing my blade out. Do you ladies do that? When I cut glitter paper, I do not use my good blade. Ah, look what I just did. That's okay. Let's get another one. And so I change out my blade and I keep old blades so that I can use my old blades for cutting my glitter paper and it doesn't ruin them. Oh, that's better. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now, all I did on the bottom is I stamped thank you. And one of my favorite stamps, this is in our core catalog. Look how used this is because they actually brought this back. Can you see the stripe design? How old this is. I've kept it all these years. It's called Say It in Style, and the item number is still the same even though they brought it back this year. But look at all these words. So many and related to so many holidays. And so I needed some thank you cards or thinking of you. Maybe I'll do thinking of you this time. I did thank you on the first one. Let's do thinking of you. But you see, even these stamp sets are so old, they still work beautifully. And so I did not do a piece of white daisy cardstock. So let's grab from my scraps. I have white daisy scraps right below me at all times. I want to see how wide this is. Let's thin this up just a little bit. And my paper trimmer is always right next to me. I think we're going to do this. How long is this? I love my grid here. Can you see? Am I on camera? My Versamat, because that helps me to know how long to make my pieces, and I will use that often. Let's do 3.5 just to make sure. Okay. And I tell you, who out there, ladies, I would love to know, it's going to be too long. Okay. I would love to know who can cut straight with the scissors. And if you can, please give me tips. I'm telling you, I love my paper trimmer and I will not use a scissors. I just will not. I will use the scissors to dovetail. And now you'll see this. There's 2 ways to dovetail. I think I did this in the last video too. And I shouldn't be creasing my cardstock, but I love how unified this makes my dovetail. So I'm folding it in half. My fold is up here and I'm cutting from the corners up to the fold, and that makes the perfect dovetail, or at least perfect in my mind. The other thing, and I'm not going to do it because I just mess up. I try and find the middle. Maybe I should try it, right? There's a first time for everything. And then I'm going to cut up from the corner to that piece and the corner up to that middle part. It just doesn't look the same, but oh well. Okay, so this Versamat has foam on the back of it, and so I'm going to be able to stamp directly on here without using the foam that comes in the stamp set. All right, so here we go. Let's stamp thinking of you. And I haven't stamped this one in years, so where's my scrap paper? I just like to make sure, if you know me, I stamp on scrap paper all the time, just because I like to double check. And then just to give this some color, and I love our magnetic ink pads, I'm going to open up my lilac and I'm going to sponge the edges. Do you see that on the sample here? Can you see the edges that are sponged just a little bit? And so I'm going to do that just to finish it off. And I just have a big round sponge here that I cut into pieces. I really like sponge daubers too, but this is what I found on my desk. And so I just washed a bunch of these and cleaned them so they're all fresh, ready to go, even though they look colored. And so we're just going to do that. Very cool. All right. So eggplant and lilac inks. And I could just put that on there like that. Or should I put the backdrop, this piece behind there? Thoughts? Any ideas? I think I do like that. I love to hear what you ladies think too. And yes, I should be trimming this down. And maybe you're chatting and telling me and I just can't see it. But how fun is that? So, have you ladies been crafting? Have you gotten some things accomplished? And what I'm going to do, we have a thin 3D foam tape. And so I'm just going to take a piece of that instead of the regular thick that I use to pop the card. And just put a strip of that on here. Ta-da! And then all I did was added a few sequins, and I can do that. You ladies know how to do that. This is how I keep our sequins. And yes, I have an anti-static pouch here that I keep with them because they are so staticky. And when I touch this and go in here to pick them up, then it's much easier to grab them. And so I just keep my pouch there all the time. So I won't waste my time here. I will tell you this. I love glue dots for this. I know people use liquid glue. For myself, I am just too messy. And if you can see here are mini glue dots. Let me see if I can see it on the camera. Can you see it right there? I just stick this right to it and pull up that glue dot and then put it down. And it is set to go and it is stuck. And I know it uses up my glue dots, but these are one of my favorite adhesives. Okay. So don't forget about that cardstock sale if you're low. I'm low right now. So I was really excited to see this sale. And so there are so many fun things that you can do. Of course, cardstock is used for many things. But it was kind of fun to just create a few things using the special combo packs that Close to My Heart has available, which they normally don't have those combo packs that you can do yourself. Usually we have a custom cardstock pack. So thanks for joining me, ladies. I'll be adding a few more sequins onto here, but I hope this inspired you and I hope you can get out and do some crafting as well. All right. Thanks so much. I will talk to you later. Have a good night. Bye.